ladies and gentlemen, one more training moment. It is really cold even here in Athens, in Greece. I just have my routine jogging, and I'm going to give you the next training element that I believe is a very essential point for developing successful proposals. You know that I keep on saying that you need always to evolve, you need always to progress. So we need to make sure that we don't reach a plateau. How can we do that? How can we actually make sure that we continuously evolve? Well, the answer on that is very simple. I'm a very big fan, and I'm endorsing lifelong learning. And this is something that I do believe we need to have in mind when we want to exceed this plateau on whatever level in our life we have achieved so far. So how can we do that? Well, there are many ways to do that. One way that I have been talking about, and I will be talking about more deeply in the one of the upcoming training moments, is to have a mentor. Of course, someone that will observe you, will guide you, will give you feedback, will give you some tips on how to progress further, how to exceed this plateau. And the other one, which is much easier at this moment, and you can do it right now, is to start reading or studying books that are regarding networking, because you need networking as a proposal developer, books that are regarding pitching or promoting, books that are regarding business models, books that are regarding project management, project coordination, team leading. All these are skills actually that are needed in order to to excel as a professional proposal developer, to develop great grant applications. So one thing that I keep on saying to my students is that you need to read or study at least one book per month. You need to identify your weaknesses. You need to identify what else you need in order to progress. Are you weak in networking? Are you weak in leading? Are you weak in expressing things in a written format or in an oral format? Or are you weak in identifying and creating a great and convincing document like pitching? Are you weak in marketing or in marketing plans, in marketing strategies? You need to identify what are your weaknesses, and then you need to go to a bookstore, online bookstore, let's say Amazon, and find which are the best sellers in that topic that it is your weakness. So the first step is to identify your weakness. The second one is to go to an online bookstore and get the top bestsellers on that topic. And then don't buy it yet, and you will see why. Then as soon as you identify the titles, then you need to go to the third step, but you haven't bought anything so far. The third step is to go and look whether there is an audio version of that book. Yes, I mean an audio version of that book. I'm not saying to you that you need to all the time listen to audio books, but pick that for the moment. You need an audio version of that book. Now, where you can find it? Well, you can find it from companies like audible.com. You can look at YouTube, and you can look at that YouTube on MP4 versions, video versions of audiobooks, but they are actually audiobooks that they have just an image, and they keep on broadcasting for 4 hours, 5 hours, depending on the length of the book. And as soon as you identify an audio version of that book, then you go back to the online store, let's say Amazon, you buy the book, you get hold also of the audio version. Either you have a monthly subscription like in audible.com, or you look in YouTube to see whether there is that online version. So you have now the hard copy, or it is an ebook in your tablet, and you have also the audio version. So you need to make sure that you have both versions in hand. And then what is the next point that we need to do? The next point that we need to do is we need to listen to the book and at the same time see the book. And we can you will see that this is a very effective way, which means that we read the book and at the same time we listen to the book, and we can double the speed. We can have in our audio version of our book, 1.5 speed or twice the speed of the normal one, and we keep on listening and at the same time we're reading the book. And then we have two means of receiving feedback at the same time. This is very powerful. And I'm telling you that if you've seen some people that have really excelled in their lives, this is the tip that I got from them. The tip is you read a book and you listen to the book at the same time. Which means, what is the advantage of that? First of all, I will be understanding much easier the book if I see it and I hear it at the same time, because I use at least two senses. And then I'm able to not only understand it, but also finish it much quicker. So that means that personally me, I'm able to finish a book in 1 week. A book in 1 week. But how I'm doing that? Sometimes I'm sitting a little bit, I'm not reading it and listening at the same time, but I'm only listening to it. So I don't have the written version of that, but I make sure that I have the audio-based one. So when I'm jogging, when I'm walking, when I'm in the bus stop waiting for the bus, when I'm in the airport, I keep on listening to that book. Whenever there is something that I need to make a note, I stop reading, listening to it, and I make a note in my diary, in my logbook, and then I keep on doing it. So in some cases, the books that I really like from the audio version, then I make sure that I buy them, I buy a hard copy from on that. So now I have a hard copy, I have the audio version, and then I can come back to that and probably get some more details, some more notes. So for me, this is something that has worked really tremendously. I have been reading books in networking, in promoting, in marketing, in business models, in expressing things in an oral or in a written way, keeping you confident in communication things, team leading. So I've been reading the last 5 years, and I've been listening to books the last 1 year and a half, 2 years, and I can see the difference. So my suggestion is get books that are the bestsellers in your topics that you want to work with, find the audio version of that, combine them, reading and listening them, or at least listening them at the first time, and then make notes. Make notes on what you need to remember out of that book. So when you go back, you don't have to read the whole book, but just look at your notes. So then we're studying the book. We're not just reading the book, we're not just listening to the book, we're studying the book. And then we get the great value that we have out of it. Which means that we don't have to read a book only once. We might have to read a book twice or 3 times until we are confident enough that we have exhausted whatever we have to exhaust from that book version. For example, currently you were in my blog replan.net. I got inspired from the book Rework. So that's why I used the name of my blog Replan. And now I came back to that book. I have read it in a written format that was some years ago, but now I am listening to that through the audio version, and I'm keeping some further notes. So for me and for you, as a great tip, is read the book at the same time, listen to the book, and then make sure that you study the book by making notes of what you have been reading and listening to. So I hope you have enjoyed this small training moment. Sorry about this fog smoke coming out of my mouth, but it's a little bit, there's a difference in temperature between cold and warm in my inner body. So looking forward to your next time. I will be having possibly one more training session, but right after the Christmas holidays. For the time being, enjoy holidays, enjoy Christmas with your family, and don't forget to have your New Year's resolution by the first day of the next year. So looking forward to talk to you next time.
Hi there, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you wish to receive further videos like that, to be notified, as well as to find out some tips and hints on how to write successful grant applications for EU funds, please, there are 3 things that you need to do. The first thing is that you need to subscribe either to my YouTube channel, that you can go directly from floratos.live, or subscribe to my blog, replan.net. The second thing is that you need, and I strongly advise you, to purchase the VIP pass that currently is at a discount for accessing for lifetime all the trainings that have been provided from the Horizon 2020 Virtual Summit. More than 35 top experts, each one deliver trainings in depth on how to develop successful grant applications in different types of topics and proposals in Horizon 2020. But even if you're not interested to get involved in Horizon 2020, I strongly advise you to follow these training sessions, because they give very good tips, very good best practices and hints on how to develop any grant application in any kind of European funding program. And the third thing that you need to do, if you want to become and transform yourself into a funding expert at a very limited time, I mean very quickly, you need to register to my monthly Funding Expert Accelerator program that you have all my monthly trainings that I deliver under this program, that you don't see them anywhere else, as well as the possibility to have half an hour one-to-one live session with me, where we can discuss what are your strong points, what are your weak points, how you can become a funding expert, what are the challenges that you face as a funding expert or as a person that develops grant applications or wants to involve her organization, his organization in European funding programs. Then this is the link, this is the program that you need to register. It is based on the monthly subscriptions, and all these are currently on a discount. So I'm looking forward to see you again, either through the other videos like that or through to any other platforms that I develop. Thank you for watching.